So today I want to talk a little bit about going from an automatic sprinkler, just like our old bird, and it's just an old mechanical timer base. It takes up a lot of room. It also does not have any automatic features as far as such as rain delay or the actual time of day update. So just for that reason alone, I'm going to switch this out to the Orbit. This is the b-hyve. No particular reason why I picked this one other than the price point, and it does work off an app, and I can at least do my time updates and my rain delay feature easily when I'm thinking about it instead of having to go out to the garage and do it. Sometimes I don't think about it till I'm at work or another location. So other than that, it doesn't really matter. But this is a 6-station controller, has a battery backup here. I have to pull this tab when I get it installed, and looks fairly simple. Gonna take up less room, of course. Besides the smaller footprint, it also has the power brick or transformer is actually built in instead of being on my strip. Other than that though, it doesn't really matter. First thing we've done, of course, is make sure we designate what your zones are. And I have 7 zones, but 2 of them is not really used. So I'm really only gonna make use of 5. We'll start taking the screws out here. Cut it off. Probably gonna go ahead and unplug it, because probably gonna go ahead and just swap this over today. So barely electrical, no electronics at all, just all mechanical and electrical timer switches. Go ahead and unplug it. And there we go. So not really surprising at all that the install job was not something that I would be proud of, but that's how it goes when you buy something. It's already been installed right. Wires, of course, just taped up. Nothing's actually even got a label on it, but they do have a color code, so we got line input. So I'm just going through and labeling my wires with numbers based on the color code of mine in particular. For example, it said that the brown was zone 1 and my red was hooked to brown, so I labeled my red as number 1. It says number 2 is actually red on this one. And of course they actually put a blue on red, so I'm going to mark my blue as number 2. Like so. That's 2 down. We'll keep going doing the same thing. We'll be right back. So now we have all 6 of our solenoids actually labeled. I'm going to do one for C for common. And I'll put it on our white wire, because our white is our common. We'll be ready to take this off. Yep. Of course, I can really mount mine wherever I want to, but just to show you in case you wanted to lower yours, I think I am going to cut a few inches off of this to bring it down a little bit lower. We can do this a couple ways. I can actually pull my wire out of this one, but you might not always be able to, so these tubing cutters usually aren't used on PVC, but this is a way we can score it pretty easily. And still, we want to affect the wires internally. We definitely can't use any kind of saw blade, or we have to be very careful not to damage anything. And there we go. It takes a little bit longer to do it with these than it would like even a copper pipe, because it gives. And you could even do it with these. You just have to be very careful not to go all the way through, of course. But just like so. All we gotta do is put another screw right here to mount it. So now I'm going to do a close-up and just let you see the wiring that I'm doing on mine. So I'm just simply taking the wires from the solenoids that we labeled as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and the common, and we're just hooking them up respectively to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and the common terminal. I'm just simply cutting my wires back here to the proper length and getting some of the old bent solid copper wire off of there from when they twisted the wires together on original install. So I'm just making sure I loosen my terminal up so my wire can be inserted properly. And then we'll make sure we tighten everything back down. Now we just got to hook up our common. I'm going to cut the old section of copper off of here that was bent and tarnished. Now we got our common hooked up, so that's all 6 zones. Even though I won't use all right now, I'm going to go ahead and pull the tab to let our backup battery be in circuit. We do see the display come on there, which is a good sign. Let's get it plugged in. And there we go. Awesome. So I think we can do setup on here, but I want to show it on the app. So we see here on the top left of the screen the Bluetooth showing it's trying to connect. So I go through an update in the firmware on my phone after I link them up. And we show here this in progress. And after the firmware gets complete, we have to set up our Wi-Fi. And you'll just do that by putting your MAC address in. I'm not going to share mine, and then put your Wi-Fi password in and connect to your Wi-Fi. It takes you step by step through setup like test zone 1, and as soon as you hit the test button, it'll start timing for like a minute. You can stop it at any time, but it'll start testing. I'll walk out and show you what my zone 1 looks like, and it's just simply the shrubs front and side of the house. So when you hit stop, It says tap to name it, so we're just going to name it front and side shrubs. And we can go next in zone 2. Do we want to test zone 2? Yep. And here's zone 2. This is my main front yard. So it gives it up to a minute, and of course with your phone in your hand you can test it again, stop the test however you like, but tap to name. Yep, front yard. Alright, zone 3. This is going to be the north side of my front yard. It's got 2 sprinkler heads on that side of it. So north front yard. And then I'm going to go and skip all the way to zone 6. And zone 6 is going to be my side. It's the front and the side part of the yard. So side, front yard. And here I'm just going to select smart and just go through and show you some of the setup for smart watering, but I'm going to probably just use custom, but they do give you the option here to do some smart attributes for your different soil types and plant type. We'll just go through here one to show you like soil type, for example. You got different selections, clay, loam for me. Then you get to pick your type of landscape is on zone 1, shrubs and perennials, for example. And mine's going to be a spray on the head. Mostly sun on these, on this zone. Some of the rain, mostly flat on this part. And then I got 3 foreheads. And then you select your time you want it to run on your program. So that's pretty simple. If you wanted to do a smart setup, you can also figure in things like rain, since you have it on Wi-Fi and stuff like that. But I'm going to go through here and just set program A, and I'm going to name it main program. Add your start time, which will be, usually I want it running about 4:30. Since I leave for work about 5, I want to know that it's been on that morning that I program it for. So here we can just set our times like zone 1, zone 2. I'm going to set them all for 10 minutes here. 1, 2, 3, and 6. If you ever want to go back and change these, just select it again and I'll drop it down to 7 minutes here. Just showing this. I'm going to probably have them all set for 15 minutes to start with, but here we go, 7, 12. Easy to adjust. We can pick our watering days, select the actual days, odd, even, intervals, program schedule, our watering budget. So this thing's pretty neat. I do like the setup of it. We can have multiple programs too, which is pretty awesome. I do have my smart watering turned off, as you can see here in the top right. I'm just going to run my main program until I get more used to it. So we go to zones. It shows our zones, what all we have on the network, like which devices we have on there. We can go to our calendar, and then if we go home, it just shows us what our schedule is and when it's going to begin watering. But I want to show here, I have a rain delay I need to add because it's going to be rain tomorrow. And boom, just click on it in 24 hours and there it is. Your timer is in manual rain delay for 24 hours, so you can select your different rain delays. I really like that. And now that I'm editing this video, I can tell you I've already used this about 10 times this month, because we do get a lot of rain here in Georgia in April. They say April showers bring May flowers. I guess that's how it goes. So a lot of rain delays, but I'm so glad I got this system hooked up. I really do like it. I purchased this to make it easier for me, especially for rain delay and changing my times and setups. This was cheaper. I think I'll put it in the video at some point, but I paid like 85 bucks for it, and it's over $100 now. So the price point was a big deciding factor for me with this one, but I am very happy with how easy it was to install, set up, and use. So not promoting them at all, just sharing what I went through to set mine up. They didn't send me this, I just bought it. This decision I made myself. And so a little quick review of the setup of it and what I did to set it up. So hope you liked the video. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. I will have some links down in the video. It will be an affiliate link, so anything you click on there does help support the channel, and I do greatly appreciate it. Thanks so much for watching, and God bless.